Hey guys, we're going to talk about hitting the ball on the run again. I've already mentioned a little bit about how that works, but I'm going to talk about something where we're on the dead run and all our momentum is going to the side. If we really can't get around the ball to rotate our hips through, we're on the dead run. And I think we lose some opportunities to hit the ball hard still. And you'll see that, you see a really good player and they're on the run and they're like, how did that person generate so much pace? So there's a lot of elements to that, but I wanted to talk about the upper body, specifically the wrists. And the wrist is super important on how you can generate pace. So if you don't have strong wrists, this is something that might be difficult for you, but you can work on this, right? You can work on your wrist strength. I actually have a video on that, but I'm just gonna go over what it looks like on the dead run, and you'll see that like Rafael Nadal, his famous running forehand, right? He is on the dead run, but his wrists, he generates so much pace because he drops his wrists on the run, and then that allows the racket to go straight up. It's kind of like a throwing motion. If you drop your racket head and just let it drop, it kind of wants to bounce back up, right? And you use that momentum to serve hard, right? Throwers do the same thing. They go here, and then as soon as they bring it back to as far as they can, it's like a torque where the hand wants to go. So that's the same thing on the run. We drop our racket head, and then that allows that little bounce. So when I do this, I bounce, and the racket just simply wants to go over that ball. And again, this takes some strength, but also you gotta let that racket do it. A lot of players will force it, so they'll drop, and then they'll force it over. And that's not what I'm talking about. That's equivalent to doing this with your serve and then that's not it. You're very, very loose, so the racket can just go with the motion of your body, right? So the same thing here, I'm gonna let the racket drop, and then I'm gonna feel that racket want to go over that ball, that little bounce I feel. And it's the same thing on the backhand. The backhand's not gonna be as strong because it's a left-handed shot. For me, I'm right-handed, so non-dominant hand. But it's the same idea. I want to drop the racket head, and then I can feel that spin on that ball. So when I'm on the dead run, you know, I'm just kind of giving you some thoughts on this, is when I'm on the run and I'm gonna let my racket drop so I can get that racket head pace on that ball, even though all my momentum is going to the side. I can't really, you know, traditionally step into the ball and really hit it. I gotta go side to side. So the same thing on my backhand, I'm trying to drop my racket head and really get some racket head pace on that. So the idea is just take some balls and feed yourself some shots, especially, I mean, you could do a left-handed forehand, non-dominant hand, you know, so I would be left for me, and just drop it and see if you can feel that little bounce, that little drop. Same thing on your dominant hand for your forehand, and just feel that little bounce on the drop. You'll realize you're going to get a lot of pace if you can just let your body do what it's supposed to do after you drop it. Same thing on the serve. So this might actually help your serve a little bit as a caveat. So just trying to get you guys thinking about how to hit the ball hard on the run when your momentum isn't going forward. So hopefully that helps. Give it a shot and good luck.